Imagine a world where one of humanity's greatest mysteries was never just a myth. A world where Atlantis, the legendary lost civilization, truly existed. Not as a metaphor, not as a story, but as a real, advanced society that once ruled the seas. What if Atlantis had not sunk beneath the waves? What if its knowledge, technology, and culture had survived? Today, we explore an alternative history, a world shaped not only by Rome, Egypt, or China, but by Atlantis. The story of Atlantis comes to us from the ancient Greek philosopher Plato. Over 2,300 years ago, he described a powerful island nation that existed beyond the Pillars of Hercules. According to Plato, Atlantis was wealthy, technologically advanced, and militarily dominant. Its capital was built in concentric circles of land and water, protected by massive walls and canals. Many scholars dismiss the story as a moral allegory, a warning against arrogance. But others believe Plato may have preserved fragments of a far older memory. What if Atlantis was real and Plato was telling the truth? Atlantis was described as a marvel of engineering. Its buildings were constructed from red, white, and black stone, materials unknown to most ancient cultures. Canals connected the city to the ocean, allowing massive ships to travel directly into its heart. Fresh water flowed through artificial channels, feeding crops and sustaining a large population. This was not a primitive society. It was organized, efficient, and powerful. If Atlantis truly existed, it would have been centuries, perhaps millennia, ahead of its time. Plato hinted that Atlantis possessed technology beyond anything known in the ancient world. Some modern theorists speculate about advanced metallurgy, precision engineering, and even early forms of energy generation. What if Atlantis had discovered renewable energy thousands of years before the modern age? What if they understood magnetism, crystals, or geothermal power? Such knowledge would explain their rapid expansion and their dominance over the seas. If Atlantis existed, it would not have been isolated. Trade routes would connect it to Egypt, Mesopotamia, and early Europe. Atlantean ships could have shared knowledge, astronomy, mathematics, navigation. They may have influenced the construction of pyramids, temples, and early cities. History as we know it might only be the surface layer. Beneath it, the fingerprints of a forgotten superpower. Plato claimed Atlantis was destroyed in a single day and night, swallowed by earthquakes and floods. But what if this catastrophe never happened? What if Atlantis survived, hidden from the world? A civilization capable of incredible engineering might also master disaster prevention. Sea walls, earthquake-resistant structures, early warning systems. Imagine Atlantis choosing isolation over domination, withdrawing into the ocean depths or remote islands, preserving its knowledge. While Rome rose and fell, Atlantis watched. While the Dark Ages spread across Europe, Atlantis advanced. This hidden empire could have guided humanity silently, or chosen not to interfere at all. With Atlantean knowledge, the scientific revolution could have begun thousands of years earlier. Electricity, medicine, engineering. human lifespan could be longer, wars fewer, technology cleaner. The modern world might resemble science fiction, not because of innovation, but because of inheritance. A civilization as powerful as Atlantis could not exist without facing conflict. Its technology, resources, and strategic position would have made it both admired and feared. If Atlantis remained active, it would eventually encounter the great empires of history: Egypt, Persia, Greece, Rome. The question is not whether war would happen, but how Atlantis would choose to fight. With advanced ships, navigation, and energy systems, Atlantean warfare might focus on control, not destruction, disabling enemies rather than annihilating them. Wars could end before they truly began. Rome dominated land. Atlantis dominated the sea. If the two had met, history would change forever. Roman legions were unmatched on land, but helpless against naval superiority. Atlantean technology could block trade routes, isolate ports, and control entire regions without conquest. Rome might never have become an empire of such scale, or it might have become an ally, learning from Atlantis instead of fighting it. The Roman world would not collapse in the same way. No dark ages, no centuries of lost knowledge. In our timeline, the fall of Rome plunged Europe into centuries of decline. Knowledge faded, cities shrank, technology stagnated. But with Atlantis alive, this period might never exist. Atlantean libraries could preserve scientific knowledge, medicine, engineering, astronomy, passed quietly across generations. The Middle Ages might instead become an age of gradual advancement, a slower but uninterrupted progress of civilization. A highly advanced civilization would challenge humanity's understanding of gods and faith. Would Atlanteans be worshipped as gods, or would their technology inspire new belief systems? Religions might merge science and spirituality much earlier. Miracles explained, nature understood. This could reshape humanity's relationship with the unknown, not through fear, but through curiosity. With advanced navigation, Atlantis could explore the entire planet thousands of years early. The Americas, Australia, remote islands, global trade networks might exist in ancient times. Cultures would meet earlier. History would accelerate. The world would feel smaller, much sooner. Advanced medicine could change humanity itself. Longer lifespans, lower infant mortality, better understanding of the human body. Population growth would accelerate, but so would responsibility. Atlantis might guide humanity toward balance, or withdraw if chaos grew too great. If Atlantis survived into modern times, our cities would look alien. Energy would be clean and abundant. Architecture would blend nature and technology. Transportation might rely on water, air, and magnetism. Fossil fuels might never dominate. Climate change might never exist. Humanity could be centuries ahead, or living more harmoniously. With uninterrupted progress, space exploration could begin far earlier. Atlantean technology might unlock propulsion systems unknown to us. The Moon, Mars, beyond. Humanity would not just explore Earth, but the universe. The question would no longer be, are we alone, But how far can we go? So why would such a civilization vanish? Perhaps Atlantis chose to leave, to avoid corrupting humanity's natural development. Or perhaps it fell not to disaster, but to its own power. Advanced civilizations face a unique risk. They outgrow their wisdom. Atlantis may be a warning, not of destruction, but of responsibility. Whether Atlantis was real or not, the idea matters. It reminds us that progress can be lost, that knowledge must be protected, that power without wisdom leads to collapse. What if Atlantis was real? Then perhaps humanity has already reached greatness once before, and perhaps one day we will again.